Hey, Nikki.
Hey, Salina.
Hey, y'all, and welcome to this week's Extra Sugar, which we may be calling Toast, Ghosts, and UFOs Oh My. Just going to keep saying it. It's kind of fun.
Why do you keep saying we may be? It's officially the name now. You've said it twice. You're committed.
I don't commit, except for to job, marriage,
podcast, bills.
I'm not committed if anybody wants to take them away. Just keep paying them, though.
It's not a voluntary commitment.
Not really. The marriages, I guess. So the podcast. Oh, yeah, I guess that will be bad news if it wasn't. Today's segment is inspired by Mary Jo's brush with the supernatural when she briefly experiences fame and near sainthood after the face of Elvis appears on her shovel in episode 17, Shovel Off to Buffalo. And since we record these back to back, I just want to say that never in my life have I said the word sainthood or shovel so many times. Yeah, that's okay.
That's all right.
As part of this episode, we meet Jade Herman, a charlatan of sorts, or completely who blows into town to capitalize on Mary Jo's mysterious shovel. Jade, a self-proclaimed expert in the, quote, paraspectacular, tells the lady, it's a fake thing, guys. I tried to look it up.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. I was really hoping for something.
Yeah.
Why my extra sugar has been all over the map. Welcome. But she tells the ladies that she, quote, markets and promotes everything from Jesus' face on a toaster to UFOs landing in a wheat field outside of London. So naturally, I did what any normal person would do, and I dug right into that paraspectacular nonsense and found some real-life examples to share with you today.
Excellent.
That's why it's extra sugar. So
it's extra something.
Just when it's like this, we should just call it diabetes. You know? Just like skip all the pomp.
A little much too much.
Yeah. Just went too far. So, for those of you who may be new to Sweet Tea and TV, this is actually not the first time that an Elvis-adjacent episode has inspired an Extra Sugar. In Season 3, Episode 3, Extra Sugar, we talked about Graceland, the incredible things that Elvis did for his fans, and some eyebrow-raising and downright questionable fan memorabilia. We also made his favorite sandwich, chock full of peanut butter, bacon, and bananas. We posted that to Instagram. It was divisive, but as one of the two people sitting here who ate it that day, I was into it.
It was good.
Yeah, thank you.
I liked it.
I thought, just what's the problem? People are just get so weird, like we farted on it or something.
It's just like, if you don't like something, it's okay to just not like something. Do it quietly in your corner.
I didn't even, they'd have the Instagram that does like sandwiches that don't exist anymore or something. Mm-hmm. And there's a tuna fish and peanut butter one. Oh, I didn't say
a bold
anything.
Choice.
It's a bold choice. But I didn't you should just kill yourself. It's unnecessary. You know what I'm saying?
It seems unnecessary.
And I would probably still take a bite.
I think a lot about the motivation behind the person that comments. What is it they're hoping to accomplish?
I think they've had a bad day.
Just want to ruin my day?
I think they've had a bad day and or life, and they need to share that around. Yeah, you know what? That's how we need to approach it from now on. We're like, I'm sorry that your life's so hard.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
You don't deserve that, probably, maybe.
Oh my gosh, this is a new tack I'm going to take. Thank you so much. What a wonderful.
You're welcome. Brainstorming.
Thing. Yes. So beyond the sandwich, which I am now hungry, and still on that Elvis note, it's also worth mentioning that sightings of him are their own phenomenon. People weren't just seeing him in objects like in our Designing Women episode. They were supposedly seeing him everywhere, like him. This stemmed from a conspiracy theory right after he died that he faked his death and was in hiding. And these sightings started literally the next day after he died. They went on for decades. Even now, you can still find these things to a much smaller extent. Does this ring a bell for you as like a thing?
Yeah, people seeing Elvis?
Yes.
Yeah. It was like
it's a
big joke too, where you like make a joke about like, oh, I think I saw Elvis over there or whatever. Exactly. It's like so seeped in culture. And or it was.
Right. And I think that's so worth mentioning because we had the chain letters in the episode.
Oh, right.
If you live through it, you know. It is the basis of if you know, you know.
Yeah.
And the same with like the miracle worker thing, So like these three things combined are just this, again, like a time capsule that you can't quite explain how big of a deal it was.
Squidgy Gate, like that whole thing about calling in to listen to that. It didn't really register for me. I don't remember that from that time period, but all these other ones do.
Exactly. So what I have done is curated a list of 5 paraspectacular occurrences for your listening pleasure. Are you ready?
Probably not. It sounds too paraspectacular for me.
So spectacular.
I'm probably ready, Salina.
Well, these first ones are just going to make you hungry, okay?
I got it.
But do jump in with any questions.
Okay.
Okay, so number 1. In 2004, a Florida woman listed a 10-year-old grilled cheese sandwich, which appeared to feature the face of the Virgin Mary, on eBay for $28,000. So, Nikki, call it. Did someone buy this?
Please, for the love of God, no.
Did someone buy this questionably old sandwich that, for the record, also had a bite taken out of it?
Jeez. Quick question.
Yeah.
Was it the option to buy it? Like, did you have to buy it now or could you bid? So is it possible it sold for like $10? Because I could see someone buying it for $10, not for $28,000 or whatever.
Well, they bought it.
No.
$28,000.
Stop it.
The buyer, an online casino, goldenpalace.com, placed the winning bid, and they told NBC News at the time that they were willing to spend, quote, as much as it took.
Stop it.
Apparently, they plan to use the sandwich to raise money for charity. You know what I think?
They're a bunch of liars.
I do.
Yeah.
I think it's that Wolf of Wall Street
publicity stunt.
Bruh culture, maybe, where they like put it in a glass case in the middle of their office, and they were like, look what we did.
Look what we did. Look at all the
and laughed.
How much money we have. We
It
could just spend
doesn't matter.
$28,000 on a moldy eaten sandwich.
Said, if I'm a total a-hole and these people really did that, then good for you.
Good for them.
I don't know how you were going to turn around and sell it, so that doesn't really make any sense to me. That's where
sold
I
it the
was
first
like,
time.
Right. That's where I was like, Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't made the leap to how it was going to help with charity.
I mean, I don't know. Anyways, apparently the woman who sold it had made the sandwich 10 years earlier, took a bite and stopped when she saw the face of the Virgin Mary, like we all do.
Thank goodness.
She then proceeded to say, I guess.
For her forethought.
She then proceeded to save it in a plastic container with cotton balls for the next 10 years. Just waiting on the magic of eBay, I suppose. It never got moldy. She thought this was a miracle. Oh. I think it might be an indictment of American food.
Yes.
Potato, whichever way you say it. It was made here. Chances are it's well preserved. So there you go.
Good call.
Number 2, there's something going on in the toast space.
A lot of bread.
Right. So, Nikki, the next time that you are buttering up some good sourdough, bear these things in mind. In 2017, a man in Windham, Maine claimed to see Jesus on his butter and cinnamon toast. Sounds delicious.
It does.
He listed it on eBay for a minimum of $25,000. A steal, if you will, over the $28,000 toast. At the time, it was reported he was preserving it in his freezer, and he planned to use the money for his sons. Do you think that this sold or did not sell?
Gosh, I don't like this game. Yes, it sold.
It doesn't sound like anyone bit this time.
Oh.
You see what I did? You see?
I do. I see. I do. Well done. Well played, Salina.
And then, I know, poor guy.
Poor guy.
It's terrible. And then he didn't even get to enjoy his cinnamon honey butter toast or whatever.
Did he make another slice?
It's questions
abound.
You know?
Did you get his name so we can ask him if he can come on here and talk to us?
Tim Paul.
I don't believe you.
Well, we're linked to an article, so if someone wants to read that article and tell us, I won't be looking back at it. I pulled this segment together.
My work here is done.
I used time from my life to do this. Says a lot about me.
Says something about you.
Number 3, Nikki, this one's for you. Ahead of Prince William and Kate Middleton's wedding, a man and his girlfriend found a jelly bean that appeared to have Kate's face on it. They, too, put this treasure on eBay. So there's something about eBay and there's something about toast. It's just something. Anyways, for about €500, that's about $800. It's not clear if there were any takers, though. So I'll just go ahead and rip the band-aid off for you. Yes, I won't make you guess again.
Thank you. Because I was going to guess yes.
I will also say, for the record, you should look this one up because it does resemble her. It's weird. It looks like they you know how you can stamp things?
Uh-huh.
It looks like a little stamp of Kate Middleton's face right there on a little jelly bean.
That's wacky.
It's really weird. But I probably wouldn't pay someone to have it, though.
No.
That's all.
But I think I showed in the main episode how cheap I am. So.
Frugal. Number 4 is inspired by...
Oh my gosh, it does look like her.
You see it?
Wow.
Do y'all see it?
That is crazy.
We'll link to it so you can see it. Nikki will, if she feels like it.
If I feel like it. I don't know.
She may not.
I might keep this one to myself.
Why Google exists.
Let's see if it's still posted so I can buy it. You know, I'm a homer for Kate.
You bought that.
I do love Kate.
Well, you can get it for just $800.
That's cheap.
That's pretty good. It's
That's
no
a
$28,000 if you do the value comparison. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay, so number 4 is inspired by Jade's mention of UFOs in the Designing Women episode. Someone was just really raking the bottom of the coals here. Not me.
Us with them. I was going to say, and now we're with them.
I'm bringing us down. So I found an article listing 16 famous people claiming they've seen UFOs. Here are a few that stood out to me. Demi Lovato and Kesha both claimed to have seen UFOs at Joshua Tree. It's just interesting. 2 singers, both at Joshua Tree. I talked to Casey about this. I was like, why Joshua Tree? There does seem to be a lot of openness. Mm-hmm. You know, it's the desert. Mm-hmm. So, you could get a better range of the sky. So, mm-hmm. I can see it. Maybe. Miley Cyrus has said she and a friend were chased by a UFO in San Bernardino. So, there's that.
There's also something about California.
Oh, yes. Well, they're all there. Kurt Russell was the pilot who reported the Phoenix Lights UFO sightings in 1997. I'm going to tell you that's harder to say than it sounds. Thousands reported seeing glowing lights and a V-shaped object in the sky over areas of Nevada, Arizona, and Mexico. Russell claims he was the pilot who initially called it in while flying his son to see his girlfriend.
Oh, I've never heard that.
You just learn a lot in that in those sentences. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
That was a lot of information. Kurt Russell's a pilot.
Yeah, exactly.
Kurt Russell saw UFOs.
Kurt Russell was like, I'll take you by plane to see your girlfriend. Kurt Russell called in UFOs, and I think I trust Kurt Russell.
I do.
He was Santa Claus.
Yep.
I mean, he saved the movie Tombstone.
He built a cedar closet in a ship in Overboard.
He is the partner of Goldie Hawn. He
is
the
man
father of some children. I forget the kid's name. He's in stuff now. I feel terrible.
Oh, the kid?
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel awful. Anyways, of course, I just also want to point out, as recently as November, a Pentagon report on UFOs noted hundreds of new incidents, but no evidence of aliens. So, thanks UFOs, but not aliens.
Correct.
So these are 2 different things.
That is true.
Okay. Number 5, a paraspectacular list just cannot be complete, Nikki, without something ghosty.
Ooh.
Given our recent fascination with Ms. Joan Crawford, I thought you might find her supposedly haunted home of particular interest. Crawford's daughter, Christina, this is the one who wrote Mommy Dearest, has said that her mom's house in Brentwood was haunted and that it only got worse after her mom died. Apparently, there were spontaneous fires breaking out in the home, especially behind where Crawford's bed was, as well as the sounds of children crying in the walls.
Oh, jeez.
The fire department once spent 4 days trying to figure out what happened. As far as I can tell, they never did find out what happened. Christina has also said that horrible things have happened to the families who have lived there since. Owners have had it exorcised. I don't mean jogging. So, it was also featured in an HBO special on Haunted Hollywood. That is on my list of things to check out. But I think it may be a doc that was released late last year. The preview didn't mention her house specifically. Anyways, wild stuff. So there's that. If I find it, I'll let you know. Okay. Maybe I'll let y'all know. Who knows? I got to tell you, the brain is it's working and not working. So I just want you to know, if I ever forget to follow up on something, it's me. I'm the problem.
I think it's the universe that's the problem, honestly.
I
It's too many
appreciate
things.
the pass. Finally, I can't speak to the UFOs and the ghosts, but when you see faces and objects, that's like a real thing. A real thing that one study found tends to happen more to religious people and paranormal believers versus non-religious folks and skeptics. I think I could have told you that without a study, but hey, now we know.
Now we know.
And before we go, I wanted to ask, are there any paraspectacular things that you want to share that you have experienced?
Well, one time I sold a jelly bean on eBay. No, I've never experienced anything like this.
Okay. So I definitely see, we'll just start from the bottom though, because you just saw her face.
Yes.
So I definitely see faces and shapes and objects.
Yes.
That to me is like, I don't know.
It's part of your brain just trying to make sense of patterns and.
Well, it's so universal, right?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that why the Rorschach test exists?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. So the other thing is, I have something else. I don't even think I've ever told you this before.
Oh, no.
And you're probably going to think I've lost it. That's okay. It won't be the first time probably even today.
No.
But so my friend, sorry, Sarah, I'm going to call you out. So it was both of us. We had a ghost experience in her parents' old house.
Oh, you have told me
Okay,
this.
I have told you this. So
Yes.
everyone who lived there encountered something at some time or another. And I'm talking about people who you wouldn't suspect to like believe in ghosts. Things moved around. I think there were voices sometimes that people heard. Things have flown off the shelves like in front of the whole family while they were having a movie night. And then like right after high school, we spent the night there one time and there was like definitely something in the room with us. And we were so scared that we couldn't move. It was like it froze us. And at one point, the covers ripped off of us.
Oh,
Like we still talk about it, and both of us almost start crying.
it's terrifying.
So sorry, guys. Oopsie poopsie, that got creepy.
So
Yes.
I do have I have a ghost story.
Yes.
My stepdad, in one of the houses that he lived in Louisiana, there was a spot on the wall that had clearly been patched, and they tried to paint over it because the paint didn't match with the rest of the wall. And when they would paint over it, the paint color would change. Or it wouldn't stay on, or like you could still see where it was patched. And they let it go for some period of time. But they were convinced that house, there was something unusual about it. And so I had an aunt who was hearing impaired, and she was in the house one time by herself and felt the floor moving. And she thought my stepdad was practicing his drums in the house. So she went to his room and he wasn't there. And she realized like something came over her. I guess she realized like this was unusual. So she went and sat on the front porch. And when they came home, she was like sitting on the front porch trying to explain to them what had happened. She had felt this like repeated banging, and, you know, she couldn't hear anything, but she felt it and she knew something was in the house with her. So as the story goes, before they left the house, they did take that patch off the wall, and there were some drawings that were tucked in that hole in the wall. They were like Victorian house drawings. My parents have them hanging up in their house. Mm-hmm.
Would you keep them?
And they creep me out. No.
I would be like,
Yeah.
I would let them burn me. Oh no!
I think the thinking.
Your ghost papers went up.
I think the thinking is like just not giving it power or whatever. But they were also really beautiful drawings.
If you burn that, you're also not giving it power.
Yeah, that's true.
That is the ultimate taking back of your power. It's very waiting to exhale.
I totally believe that people have these ghost experiences. I totally believe. And I can definitely feel energy in houses. There was one house that we did not buy when we were looking because I walked in and I was like, it's bad juju. Yeah. Bad juju. A couple years later, a lady shot up a school bus in that neighborhood. Now, granted, she seems a little unhinged, and it seems like she had a fight with someone, but she came out and shot the bus, and I think there was some bad juju in that whole neighborhood.
Oh, my goodness.
So I believe in it.
I'm definitely big about energy. I guess the last story I'll throw in, it's not mine, and I don't think I ever experienced anything, but I wasn't ever really alone in my in-laws' house. They lived there for like 20-something years. They just moved a couple years ago, but I think their ghost name was like Louise, and like, but she's nice.
Oh, good.
Louise, except one time I guess she did poured detergent all over their laundry room.
Oh.
But like, and occasionally they'd be walking through and smell smoke, but no one was a smoker.
Louise was.
Well, Louise, it's right there in the name.
It is.
And so, and like, you want to talk about people that don't seem like they would believe in ghosts. It's my in-laws, so for them to be like, oh, Louise, and they're just very casual about it. And I was like, did she move to Marietta with you?
Did she?
I don't remember, I told you, the brain. I'm going to have to ask again.
You'll have to ask.
Yeah.
Report back.
Yeah. But she's more like Casper the Friendly Ghost.
That's nice.
Yeah. That's what you want. You want
That's
a
what you
good
want.
ghost, a happy ghost.
Happy ghost.
Otherwise, if you just we need to help you transition to the other side. Let's get that going.
Yeah. It was way better over there than it is over here.
Go over there.
Over there.
We got enough going on over here.
We got our own problems.
Now seems like a good time to exit. No reason. So anyways, you know the drill, y'all. DM us, email us, or contact us from the website. Find us all over the socials. Be nice, please. And maybe say a prayer and burn some sage or something. And that's this week's Extra Sugar.